It's KD. What's up, y'all? Yo, it's 6 a.m. in the morning, and I just had to do a show right now. I mean, it's a lot of things going on at the moment, and I just got to talk about it. I just got to talk about it. And, last night I got a text about the death of somebody that means a lot to a lot of people, and that's Cicely Tyson, actress Cicely Tyson. I mean, wow, what a career, what a woman. Let's get into it. I want to dedicate a lot of this show to Miss Cicely Tyson, because when I received that text, I mean, it's like a relative died. I saw somebody on Facebook say everyone's grandma, and that resonated with me. Everybody's grandma. And some actresses, they play such heartwarming characters, and they play people who you connect with, and then who they are off screen can sometimes really elevate that. And she was one of those people, Cicely Tyson. I mean, I want to tell you some of the words that I've seen posted about her since her death yesterday on January 28th, 2021. The words iconic, pioneering, groundbreaking, resilient, regal. And I have to say now, she's an ancestor. She is an ancestor. It's like I'm almost speechless. But, I feel good about this in a way. And you may be saying, what do you mean, Kara? What do you mean you feel good? I feel like she's complete. I feel like she did what she was supposed to do here. And you can't have any regrets when you live that way. She just came across, I think, one of those words I just said about her, so regal, so classy. And, I heard that she wouldn't play a role unless it put a good spotlight on black women. She didn't want to play any weak portrayals of a black woman. And she stuck with that. She stuck with that ideal and that way of navigating in her career. And she did it so well, and still was able to be in good pieces of work. And she's so well respected. See, I'm not speaking in the past tense, because we're energy and we truly never die. Death is obviously just a part of this wonderful journey of ours that we're on. Miss Cicely Tyson, who I feel honored to have seen her do what she was put here to do. God gave her that talent of acting, and she did it well. So, I want to just talk about some things about her. Some things maybe you knew, and some things maybe you don't know. So I just want to say, the New York Times, their headline, to talk about her death was an actress who shattered stereotypes. And when you read a lot of these messages by celebrities who are giving their tributes on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, you can just read the love and admiration and just they just are very thankful for her. A lot of them met her, act with her, or just from meeting her. You get a sense from other people she was just as great as we perceive her to be from being fans of her. So that is what's beautiful. And I'm going to read some of the tributes from different celebrities who wanted to speak about their dear friend and someone they admire and Miss Cicely Tyson. So the first person here is Oprah. Oprah worked with Miss Cicely Tyson, I think, in a movie that we've all pretty much seen. And I just actually watched this movie recently, which is, so funny. And, randomly, I would think about Miss Cicely Tyson. You just think about people randomly. And, so her and Oprah, they were in the Women of Brewster's Place, 1989. The movie was about several black women who called the inner city tenement home. And, in that movie, Miss Cicely Tyson played actress Robin Givens' mother. Also in that movie, it was Jack A. Harry, Lynn Whitfield, Paula Kelly, Mary Alice, Moses Gunn, and Paul Winfield, and Leon. So that was a great cast and a very good movie to watch, especially like on a Sunday afternoon. I enjoyed it, watching it recently, because to see it from my adult eyes, because I remember watching the Women of Brewster's Place when I was a teenager, a child. So anyway, to get in to Oprah's tribute for Miss Cicely, she wrote, Cicely decided early on that her work as an actor would be more than a job. She used her career to illuminate the humanity in black people. The role she played reflected her values. She never compromised. Her life, so fully lived, is a testimony to greatness. Wow. Oprah always comes with such profound words for people, and she really summed Miss Cicely Tyson up well. And another person who worked with Miss Cicely Tyson is LeVar Burton. A lot of people know him from the Reading Rainbow, but also from the TV miniseries Roots. And I always tell people I have to be in a certain kind of mood to watch a film like Roots, where they acted out, being slaves. It's just a difficult thing to have to put your mind on. I mean, we know the story, but of course, Roots was very groundbreaking. But anyway, LeVar Burton, he wrote about Miss Tyson, his co-star in Roots. This one cuts deep. Cicely was my first screen mom. Elegance, warmth, beauty, wisdom, style, and abundant grace. She was as regal as they come, an artist of the highest order. I will love her forever. Wow. I mean, so you can clearly see or hear the love for this woman, and how much respect she had from her colleagues. It's just so beautiful. Right now I'm trying to actually find what Miss Viola Davis wrote, and hopefully I can get that pulled up as soon as possible. But right now I guess what I can do is I will read you what Tyler Perry wrote as a tribute to Miss Cicely Tyson. Now we know Miss Cicely Tyson, did act in a couple of Tyler Perry's movies, and so he knew her well. She showed up when he opened his Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta. I'm not for certain, but I'm almost for sure that he named something on the Tyler Perry Studios property after Miss Cicely Tyson. Miss Tyson was in Tyler Perry's Medea's Family Reunion and A Diary of a Mad Black Woman. So Mr. Tyler Perry wrote, I was sitting at the table working when I got this overwhelming feeling to watch Miss Jane Pittman. I hadn't seen the movie in years. I didn't even understand the feeling to turn it on, but I did anyway. Not 12 minutes into the movie, my phone rang. It was Oprah calling to tell me that Cicely had died. This one brought me to my knees. She was the grandmother I never had and the wisdom tree that I could always sit under to fill my cup. My heart breaks in one beat while celebrating her life in the next. To think that she lived for 96 years and got to be a part of the last 16 brings me great joy. She called me son. Well, today your son grieves your loss, and I will miss our long talks, your laughter. It seemed like the message would have went on, but that's how he ended it. But that was such a beautiful note, honoring the life of Miss Cicely Tyson, obviously a friend to Mr. Tyler Perry, someone he could call and get advice from. So just beautiful, just so many people paying their respects to a woman who just means so much. I mean, she means so much to black people, but you could just really see in general just the effect she had in acting in Hollywood from her great work. She was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress in the critically acclaimed film Sounder. That was in 1972. She was with actor Paul Winfield in that movie. I love Paul Winfield. He was such a great actor. So Sounder was a big movie for her. It really put her out there when she was in that movie. I'm just going through my notes here, and I see, and also Sounder was about in 1933 Louisiana. It was about a loving and strong family of black sharecroppers raising sugarcane, and they faced a serious family crisis in the midst of the Great Depression. The character Nathan Morgan tries to teach his son David to be a man, and it's about surviving in a difficult time with their dog Sounder. So that movie was named after the character who was actually a dog in that movie. But again, she was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress in that movie in 1972. In 1974, she was in the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. She earned 2 Emmy Awards for that. And you heard Tyler Perry say he was in the middle of watching that movie as he got a message from Oprah saying that Miss Tyson died. And it's funny because I was seeing the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman on my Fire TV, and I had been saying the last couple of days I was fighting between watching it or not watching it, because I felt like it would be like a heavy movie to watch and it would put me through a bunch of different emotions, and I just wasn't ready for it yet. But it's amazing that I had her on my mind, and now today we know that she died last night. So I'm sure that happens to a lot of people. People be on your mind, and then you hear about them passing away or something like that. And another thing that's crazy is that I read that this past Tuesday she published her memoir, and that is wild. Then she died 2 days later after publishing her own memoir, and it's already out of stock on Amazon. But don't fret, you can still buy her book on Kindle. Unfortunately, I don't have the name of her memoir right now, but I'll try to look it up in just a second and to get that to you guys. I do know, though, the introduction in the book is by none other than the wonderful actress, Miss Viola Davis. Now, Viola Davis worked with Miss Cicely Tyson in the Help movie, which was really good, and also in, wow, I can't believe I'm forgetting that show all of a sudden. Oh, How to Get Away with a Murder. How to Get Away with a Murder. Viola Davis wrote a tribute on Instagram to Miss Tyson, and here it is here. I'm devastated. My heart is just broken. I loved you so much. You were everything to me. You made me feel loved and seen and valued in a world where there is still a cloak of invisibility for us dark chocolate girls. You gave me permission to dream because it was only in my dreams that I could see the possibilities in myself. I'm not ready for you to be my angel yet, but I also understand it's only when the last person who has a memory of you dies that you truly be dead. In that case, you will be immortal. Thank you for shifting my life. Thank you for the long talks. Thank you for loving me. Rest well. Wow, that was so beautiful. Oof. Oh, when she said that, you're immortal. You only truly die when the person with the last, I gotta say it exactly right, she said, but I also understand that it's only when the last person who has a memory of you dies that you'll truly be dead. In that case, you will be immortal. That's beautiful, guys. That's beautiful. So wow. Just some facts about Miss Cicely Tyson. She was born in Harlem. Born in Harlem. I love Harlem. I love going there. Love eating there. It just feels like old black New York. I can just feel how it was back in the day. You know, Malcolm X walking down the street. Black people in their fly outfits, suits and hats and high heels and beautiful furs, and just the theaters, the jazz clubs, the artistes. It really feels like that even today. You feel the history. She's a part of that history. You know, I read her parents were very religious. She did come from a Caribbean household. Her mother was domestic. Her father was a carpenter and painter. So she had, you know, a sort of an artistic father. And, you know, she was artistic. Not only did she act, you know, she was a top fashion model in her career. You know, she hit Broadway in 1957. She does have a Tony Award. I mean, we're talking about Cicely Tyson. Oh, man. Cicely Tyson. Wow. Anybody I told about her death were just like, wow. But they all felt thankful. That's how you want to leave this earth. You want to love God. You want to give your all to your talents that you have. You want to love. God is love. You want to love people. She did that. And just to let you know, she was also married to influential figure in jazz for the 20th century, Mr. Miles Davis. She was married to him. And she actually wrote about their time together in her memoir. So, you know, you should really pick that book up if you really love Miss Cicely Tyson and you want to know more about her. Yes, I have to get you the name of her memoir. Okay, I'm pulling it up right now, guys. I gotta pull it up right now. Yes, Cicely Tyson, Just As I Am. Yes. Again, Cicely Tyson, just as I am. And you can go on her Twitter page at I am Cicely Tyson. They posted a link there. And you can see the cover of her book. Yes. Was working in her 90s. You go, girl. You go, girl. I don't even know how you remember lines in the first place, but she was remembering lines in her 90s, still giving great performances. We tip our hats off to you, Miss Tyson. We really do. We tip our hats off to you. Everyone's feeling something about this. Everybody. Oh, you know what, guys? I have to go and, I don't know why I feel like I have to read to you what Halle Berry posted as well. Gotta read. Let's go to it. Here it is. Pulling it up. Miss Halle Berry, her tribute to Miss Cicely Tyson. Rest in supreme peace, beloved. You were a true trailblazer who always walked with grace and dignity. May your light shine on us forever. Just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And you know what this has me thinking? Like, we should just, I wish we would take more time to honor our older artists and creatives and people in all industries that have trailed the way. So many times we're reading about Miss Tyson. It says pioneer, trailblazer. I do think we showed her a lot of love, but just in general, I just think we should do a better job at just letting people know. I mean, even just us, people who aren't celebrities, celebrate your elders. I grew up in a southern home, and my parents and aunts and uncles, they always put the emphasis on respecting your elders, and my mom especially just taught me to listen to elders, get wisdom from them, listen to their stories, call them up, talk to them. They lived, they know things. You don't want to be one of those people who always have to go through something yourself and get beat down. Sometimes if you just listen, you won't even have to deal with a lot of the hardships. That's a special thing about elders, when you really got you a good one on your side that you can call up or go visit. You get something from them that's priceless. I always was known for saying this to my family. I always wanted Little Richard to have a moment where they could really honor him. Now, I'm sure it was moments here and there where he's gotten awards where it was like, okay, we're tributing this to Mr. Little Richard. But I really, coming from Macon, Georgia, where he was from, Macon, Georgia, like, I loved him. His attitude as an artist, his confidence, his brilliance, he was different, and he didn't apologize for that. His music was great, a trailblazer again. He was rock and roll, and he would let you know that. And he was funny. When he was in movies, he was funny. I can't even think of it right now. One of my favorite movies with him and Halle Berry. What was that movie with Little Richard and Halle Berry? But he was great in that. We need to honor our older people. Let's honor them. I know I can't be the only person that feel like this. I know I'm not. If you got a grandmother or grandfather living, call them up, hug them. Call them up, hug them. This is the time right now. This is the time. Someone else I feel we need to honor is Marla Gibbs. Right? Marla Gibbs? From the Jeffersons? The funny maid on the Jeffersons? What? You talking about somebody who just would hit you with those one-liners that just made you laugh, your gut hurt? Marla Gibbs? 227 Marla Gibbs? She's hanging on with us. I go to her Instagram page. I check on her. I read her post. She's so cute. I do that. Marla Gibbs, I want to tell you, baby, we love you. We love you, Miss Marla Gibbs. Yes. I love letting people know that I'm thankful for them. You gotta do that. You gotta do that. So yeah, so that's Cicely Tyson. Job well done. Job well done. And the movie with Little Richard. Now it was Why Do Fools Fall in Love? Yes, I love that movie. Yes. Now I want to thank you, Cicely. I want to talk about Lucie Arnaz. This story was, in the news days ago, but I still want to talk about it. 69-year-old Lucie Arnaz. Her mother, Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz, you know them. I love Lucy. Who doesn't? Oh my gosh, right? Comedy that you don't have to have cursing in. It's just funny. I can always watch I Love Lucy. I grew up watching I Love Lucy. That's how you know something's good. I mean, because when did I Love Lucy come out? That was such a long time ago. And it's still funny as hell. That's how you know something's good. It just lasts. You can't get rid of I Love Lucy. It's too good. It's too good. So anyway, Lucie Arnaz, she spoke out against people criticizing Nicole Kidman, who was reported to be playing the role of her mother, Lucille Ball, in the new Aaron Sorkin's movie. Now, I guess people thought that the movie was going to be solely about Lucille Ball playing on I Love Lucy with their husband, Desi. But no, it's actually about Lucille Ball's whole life. Her whole life. So it was funny because her daughter's like, look, all the fans were like chirping, saying, oh, we want Deborah Messing to play. Deborah Messing. They wanted Deborah Messing to play Lucy, because Deborah Messing has, dressed up as Lucille Ball a couple of times. I think she did it on Will and Grace. And she did a good job, but it was more of the goofy Lucy. It wasn't Lucille. It was just Lucy from I Love Lucy. That's how her portrayal is. That's how her portrayal is. So Lucie Arnaz is like, no. Look, now she's like, hey, we have the right actress now. We need somebody who can act like my mother. We're not just, and my father, when they was at home with me, we're not just doing some slapstick, rendition. No, this is real deal. And no disrespect to Deborah Messing, but it's Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman can act her ass off. Deborah Messing's good, don't get me wrong. But Nicole Kidman. But if they were doing just strictly I Love Lucy, I could see Deborah Messing playing that for sure. She does it so well. I mean, she has red hair already, so bam, there you go. Easy fit. I just thought that was funny. And Nicole Kidman, I read somewhere that, she's going over already. She's researching Lucille Ball. She's getting into it. I can't wait to see that movie. It may seem like a messy situation at first, but this is good for the movie. I wish it was coming out soon. This is great publicity. But no, Lucille Arnaz, she's like, no. We got Nicole Kidman. And I don't blame her. It's Nicole Kidman. Alright, guys, the Verzuz. We gotta talk about it. It's kind of old news now, but I'm gonna talk about it. The Verzuz, Ashanti and Keyshia Cole. Everyone was waiting on this Verzuz because, they were supposed to do it before Ashanti had caught COVID, and they were disappointed. They couldn't do it. Keyshia Cole looked disappointed. She was, dressed in that beautiful white outfit for that one, and they had to cancel it. And so everyone was anticipating a great Verzuz, but it turned out to be hood rink. It was a lot of jokes about it online, and I really wish I had them pulled up because they were hilarious. But if you were paying attention, you know them, you seen them. It was funny. And people were making fun of the packs of Doritos behind them. They just said it was a ghetto hood rigged up Verzuz. Keyshia Cole, she didn't like the fact that it was split screen. They obviously weren't in the same room together like a lot of the other Verzuz. But the biggest story was that Keyshia Cole, she was an hour or something late. And, Ashanti is so professional, she's so charismatic, she gave us that trademark Ashanti giggle, and she kept the crowd, focused, and she tried her best to keep everybody, having fun while they were waiting for almost an hour for Keyshia Cole to arrive. And it's funny because when Keyshia Cole did arrive, everyone was saying that she looked like she had a stank attitude. I mean, even before she sat down, I saw somebody in the live type, I bet Keyshia Cole comes in with an attitude. And that's funny because I remember a couple of times if I would be late to work, this guy, he told me, Kara, why do you have to look angry when you came in a little late for work? Just look normal, like you're late, we get it. Just so people know you like. But I don't think people do it on purpose. You're frustrated because you did show up late. And people were speculating. People were trying to say she was high. People were trying to say she was drunk. I mean, maybe I didn't watch it long enough. I'm not gonna sit here and say I watched the whole thing because I didn't. It really didn't keep my attention. But I didn't see that she was high, in my opinion. But I saw so many people say it. I'm like, wow, maybe I gotta watch back and see what I think. But yeah, she was late, and she was telling Ashanti, you start first. Ashanti was like, hold up, girl, nah, you start first. Like, Keyshia was tripping. Like, I've been here for a whole hour waiting on you. I've been playing. Ashanti had damn near played all damn records sitting there for a damn hour. Hell, black folks, when your friend tell you like, how far away from you from the house? I'm right down the street. They lying like hell. They ain't. Shoot. I know I told people I'm almost ready and I still got to take my bath. I don't even know what I'm wearing. And I saw Swiss Beats in the comments, like trying to say, oh man, this is bad. Or, he was saying something to that effect. People should really be on time. I wonder what he put in place rules to be on time now. I mean, it's the Verzuz still had like 3 million people in there. I think 3 million. I know 1 million for sure, but I know people said it was more than Monica and Brandy. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And I heard people say, will Verzuz work after COVID? I think so. I think you have a chance to expand it. You could go on tour with a Verzuz. That's the beautiful thing about this. Timberland and Swiss Beats, what a great idea. What a great idea. You can do so much with it. And people love Verzuz. They like to see people go head to head. They like a good match. I mean, Verzuz is supposed to celebrate the artist. But what if they on the road they can make it more grimy, make it a real battle, Make it come off like a real heavyweight event. I had an idea like this. I wish I could have came out with that. Man, that's a great idea. Damn. Shit. It's a great idea. You can do so much with it. What a great idea. It's like you put it out there, it gets grabbed. The ideas get grabbed by somebody. I say you can't even think too hard about ideas. It's like the universe hears you thinking. It's like it throws it out into this space where other people are thinking it, and then you can't do anything about it. I just want to say too, people were saying Keyshia Cole's attitude was stank, but I read comments and people were saying, what are you talking about? Fans of Keyshia Cole, we know that's just how she looks. She looks like she has an attitude. She's okay. She's fine, guys. Stop saying she has an attitude. That's her demeanor all the time. That's her demeanor. But anyway, I'm done with Verzuz. For us talking about it, I'll watch another one for sure. I have to say, I forgot that I could just talk. This is a podcast. I can just talk by myself. I don't always have to have a guest. I've had so many guests on this show. I've been really blessed with so many great guests. It's been amazing. Amazing ride. I had Lunelle. And the bad thing about that was my video didn't save. So we got to do that again. I had Lunelle. The video didn't save. So it's like, if you didn't watch it, you wouldn't even know I interviewed Lunelle. But she was such a great guest. We had a lot of fun. She's such a real person. She's real. She got a nickname for me. Can you believe that? Lunelle has a nickname for me. She calls me Rebel. Little Rebel. She said, Kera, they don't know yet, but you're a little rebel. They know, Lunelle. They know, baby. I love her. She's going to be in the second Coming to America. Can you not wait till that comes out? Coming to America? Oh my gosh. I wasn't even trying to talk about it. But bring up Lunelle, wow. That's going to be great. Can't wait to see her in it. So, when she was on the show, we talked about a lot of the crimes committed against black people that were going on. And dang it, I don't even want to talk about it because I have no evidence that we even had that show. Isn't that crazy? She'll come back in the future. I've just had so many great people on. It's just, I had Omar Gooden on, okay? Omar Gooden. I watched him in everything growing up. Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Oh, I can't even remember. I hate when I do this. Can't even remember all the stuff. Wild and Crazy Kids. Nickelodeon shows. Omar Gooden. He has such a great personality. That man can talk. He's such a fun person to talk to because he has so many great stories. We loved him in Baby Boy with Tyrese, Taraji P. Henson. He played that role of a thug in Los Angeles very well. He was in Smart Guy. He talked to me about his brother. He talked to me about his show that he's been a part of since 2012, Family Time, and working with his co-star. His co-star used to play on The Young and the Restless. What's her name? Co-star. Gotta get a name for her. But he used to date his co-star, and that was such a funny part of the interview because I brought it up, right? And I asked him. How was it? How can you work with your co-star? Omar's married, so we gotta respect that. Yeah, but I had to ask him that question because I'm like, that's gotta be awkward, right? Oh yeah, it's Angel Conwell. Yeah, it's Angel Conwell. She's very sultry. She has this natural sex appeal about her, and that's his wife on Family Time. We had fun talking about that because he thought I put him on the spot, but he told me that in a funny way. You gotta. I haven't posted that episode yet to the YouTube Kera Dangerous Talk YouTube page, but the whole episode is on Kera Dangerous on Instagram, so you can check that out. But look out for it on the YouTube channel as well. But we laughed about that when we got into talking. We had such great we had such a great natural rapport with each other. And I told him it's because I've seen him on TV for so long. He said, yeah, a lot of people feel that way with him. It's cool. He can get a little weird sometimes, but it's cool. I had Sherry Shepherd on the show. She was fun. I mean, we were talking about so many things. I remember she really was concerned about me drinking water because I had white mouth. She really helped me learn that I need to drink water, more water. You never can have enough. But in all seriousness, she also talked about, crazy ways we can be in relationships. She was trying to get me to admit that I've done something crazy. I haven't done too many things crazy. Probably say a lot of crazy things more than do crazy things, right? Or everyone was like, oh, Kara's just not telling. You never will know. I mean, with a name like Dangerous, you would think, right? You would think I've done something crazy. But Sherry Shepherd was in that episode with her in it on Kera Dangerous Talk. She talked about wanting to slash a guy's tires who didn't show up for a date. It was such a funny story. I couldn't believe she wanted to slash a guy's tire for not showing up to a date. And then after she told me the story, we both agreed that she had some crazy in her. And she thought I was hiding my crazy, but I don't hide my crazy. People, my true friends, know that I'm crazy. Don't you worry about that, Sherry. I mean, I've had wonderful people on the show. I mean, it's just been a really a true blessing. I chatted with Jamel Hill, writer Jamel Hill, who has her shows with Carrie Champion. They don't stick to sports. That's their whole thing. They talk about so much. Jamel Hill and Carrie Champion. Jamel Hill, we talked about in episode 13, From Mothership to Ownership. We talked about our time together at ESPN and some of the things we went through. We talked about her marriage. We talked about what she wants to leave and her legacy. What she wants her legacy to be. She really wants to help others come up. That's beautiful. That was fun. And episode 15, I had Street News TV. We talked about Chicago and King Von's death, his murder. And that's been the highest viewed episode so far on YouTube. It was a special, a Kera Dangerous, a Street News TV special. Street News is such a great guy, right? He's from Chicago. He documents the lives of the rappers and the thugs and the people in Chirac. And it's such an interesting thing. So if you're on YouTube, make sure you connect with Street News TV. He has a great following on there. He puts out great stories, great documentary pieces. So that's really cool. I've had a psychologist on the show, a psychologist, Dr. Afia, episode 16 out of Quick Fix. That was great. We talked about some of the trauma that African Americans have experienced. I always wanted to talk to a psychologist on the show. She really did a great job. You guys really got to check it out. I can't even go over everything that was in the episode. We packed a lot in there. You just got to check it out. Episode 17 was special because I got to talk to music mogul Cortez Bryant, manager of hip hop. He managed people like Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, Drake. Small people. Just being able to talk to him and get knowledge and wisdom out to people that he's been through. He talked about some of his experience, his business deals, working with Drake, getting the Nike, the Jordan brand on with Drake. That's a big deal, and he told us about it here on Kera Dangerous Talk. I posted about the Drake getting the Jordan deal on Kera Dangerous Instagram page. It's a whole great story behind that. And he, it was great hearing from him. Hearing how him and Lil Wayne started out. He didn't even have experience in the music business, but Lil Wayne believed in him. I try to have people on this show that show you how they made it from nothing to something. I hate to say nothing because we all do come from something, but hey, that's just a saying. That's just how it goes. I had Jacqueline Johnson on episode 19, Justice for Kendrick. Kendrick Johnson, that was a big case. That was a big story. That was a story that devastated me. His mother touches my heart. She's fighting for justice for her son, Kendrick. Kendrick was found dead in his Lowndes County High School gymnasium, rolled up in a wrestling mat, a gym mat. His feet were up in the mat, his head towards the ground. He was found just in terrible shape, organs missing. It just the whole story of what happened to Kendrick Johnson is just heart-wrenching. And his mother, I pray for her. I text her sometimes just to let her know I'm thinking about her, and I love her. I honestly do. I can't even imagine going through something like that. And she really talked to me, and she left it all. She really brought it. She told her story. She gave us insight into the person that Kendrick Johnson was. And you left from the show with a sense that you got a great sense of who he was. And he was the baby of his family, and his father loved him so. His brother and sister, they loved him so. They were a family who connected and roughed house with each other and loved on each other. And he was the baby of the family. And to be found like that, his mother is she lives still in Georgia. She doesn't want to move anywhere else because she wants to focus on getting justice for her son right there where it happened. And she talked to us about everything she's been going through and how she deals with still living in that neighborhood. God bless you, Miss Jacqueline Johnson. I've had so many great people on this show. Karen Ward Ross is somebody everyone should know. Karen Ward Ross. She plays in a lot of shows and movies, guest appearances. And her husband, Mr. Craig Ross Jr., he's an amazing director. They both produce a show that you can find on the Black app. It used to be called UMC, but they changed it. It used to be called the Urban Movie Channel. But now it's called, I think it's just called All Black or something like that. Anyways, Monogamy is a really great show, but she's part of another power couple in Hollywood, Karen Ross. Working with her husband, who's a pretty good director and writer. And she just gave us so much wisdom, and she has a degree in psychology, so that ought to tell you. It was just great connecting with her, and her beauty really does come across, physical beauty and just being a beautiful person. She does her meditations that you can find on her Instagram page. She focuses on bringing positive energy and vibes, and I like that. That's the kind of people that you want to know. But her and her husband are definitely a power duo in Hollywood. And seeing her act on something he's directing, and they both produce together, that's really dope. And she does her own producing. But make sure you check out that episode. It's coming soon. The full episode right now is on my Instagram page at Kera Dangerous, but it will be coming shortly to the Kera Dangerous Talk YouTube channel. I've had so many great people. Oh yeah, Sylvia Morrison. She was fantastic, right? She was just fantastic. The first female impressionist nationwide, maybe worldwide. Yeah, Sylvia Morrison, episode 12, The First Impression. She had so many great stories. Red Fox was her first manager. She, did this big celebrity roast of the time, and Muhammad Ali, she had to roast and impersonate him. She really impressed him. Word got around about her and her impressions, And that's how she was able to do so well. She even went on tour with Whitney Houston. I mean, this lady hasn't really been honored how she should. And that's really why I wanted to bring her on Kera Dangerous Talk, because that's what we're all about. We're all about honoring those people. And I try to do that. I think I've been doing a great job about it. But it was wonderful talking to her. You're going to get a lot of great stories if you listen to the episode. When you listen to the episode. And in episode 11, wow, what a big guest. Aries Spears, he brought it. Didn't Aries Spears bring it on episode 11? Brother's Keeper. Wow. I believe that's the second highest show as far as viewing. Aries Spears, Brother's Keeper. We talk race issues. Did we talk politics? Probably so. We talk religion. We talk Aries a little bit. Not a lot. You know, it was a serious episode. He brought it. He says what he wants to say. I like people like that. Episode 10, James Worthy, R&B artist, producer. He really taught us about how to transition, how to do things well. Such a great guy. I always enjoy connecting with him. Laid back, chill. Troy Oliver, big producer. J-Lo. He's done records with her. He's done records with Brandy. Episode 9, No Incomplete Gifts. He talked about his start in church, being a musician. All the big records he's done. How he likes to groom artists. Really good. Really good. We've been doing some good shows. Had Rolanda Watts on. She also talked about reinvention. She does so much. She does voiceover work. She's in Curious George as the Professor Wiseman. Curious George. You know, Rolanda Watts was trailblazing as well. She was like a Oprah back, you know, in the 90s, and was it the 80s? I believe it was the 90s, because I saw her on TV. That's where I remember her from, the Rolanda show. You know, she had such a great personality she has it. She's not gone. She has a great personality. She speaks well. I always like her because she always comes off chipper. I had a grief counselor on, Nola Baylor. She did a wonderful job. She's a cool gal. I enjoyed her. Nola really gave us some good coping skills for grieving. The episode is called Grieve Then, Live Loud. And then we had a black veteran Purple Heart recipient, Arthur Coleman III. He just really gave us some insight into what it is like to be a veteran and your journey from being enlisted in the military, going to war, the after effects of war. That was a great episode. Had Miss Shaquita Foster on, a teacher, and you know, we gave some tips about how to really get through this new school. As far as virtual goes, and the kids and the battles and the complication they had with going to school virtually, and some of the old principles. That's why the episode is called New School Old Principles. Some of the old principles that we should still go by and teach our children. And also on Kera Dangerous Talk, I gave you some pretty good one-on-ones where I give you some spiritual talk. I try to mix it up because I'm such a person. I'm into so many things, but I'm definitely a person who's going to give you something about God. I want you to know that you have power within you. And I had a one-on-one about discernments and distractions. I had a bariatric surgeon, Fritz John Pierre, on. He told us about how important it is to keep your to be a healthy weight, and about bariatric surgery. That was very informative. But we've just had fun, and I'm gonna stop there. I mean, I can't go over everyone, but I just wanted to go over some of the episodes we had. Oh my God! And no, I have to say, Victoria Rao. Oh my God! Because you know, one of my favorite shows of all time is The Young and the Restless. Victoria Rao played Drusilla. Drusilla Winters. She played that role so well. You know, nobody could do it like her as far as bringing that spiciness to the soaps. She really did it. But you know what? We got a chance to honor her, like, because I felt like she's been through so much, and I just wanted her to feel that love. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been following Kera Dangerous Talk. Thank you so much for the support. We're going to keep going. I got shows on shows and shows coming. So make sure you follow and subscribe to us everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, Anchor, everything. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in for this episode. I'm so glad I got a chance to talk to you. It is now almost 7 a.m. I'm going to get out of here. You know where to find me. Connect with me on Instagram at Kera Dangerous.